What's good, people? What is up? What is they went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike.
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really let, hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitch was going to, I thought Lil Murder was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yala Van Zap's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped here everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. Yeah. Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. If you up in my DMs, I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue Joshua or something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Hey there. How are you? I'm here. What is going on? Hey. What's up, people? What's up? It is me, El Teddy 27. I'm here. It's another day. We dealing. I have an appointment in the morning with the doctor to see where we are with Miss Coco. Y'all pray my strength in the Lord. I feel like it's getting worse as opposed to getting better. But we're doing the best we can. Sorry about that. We are doing the best we can, y'all. We're doing the best we can. So, yeah, y'all pray my strength in the Lord. Hey, all of my wonderful pupils. Yeah, that's the update on the Coco. I am I don't know if it's getting better internally, but all I know is I have coughing fits now, and my nose is like a leaky faucet. So I have a whole roll of Charmin Ultra Gentle because that's what I use on my moochie, and I was using like paper towels and napkins on my nose, and my nose just at one point just was so irritated. It felt like it was raw, like all of the skin had been, scraped off my nose. So I got a roll of my Ultra Gentle from out of the bathroom and That's what we're using to, you know, for the leaky faucet up here. Anyway, um, I don't know. We'll see tomorrow when I go in to see the doctor what they say, how they feel. Anyway, let me say hello to you all, my wonderful pupils. I hope y'all are having a good Tuesday. Hey Volvo, hey Cookie, Tracy W, how are you? Harold, what's going on? Hey, 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 hey. Tanya, my love, how are you, boo? Um, you under the weather too, Tanya? Listen, Tanya, Tanya. Mm, mm, mm. Hey, Montrez, what's going on? What's good, bro? What is going on? Hey, Amber, what's up, Amber? Hey, Catherine Powell. So listen, I got to get my energy up. Hold on, let me get my energy up. All right, there we go. Praise God. Hey, Catherine Powell. So, hey, MVN, what's going on, my love? How are you? Hey, Spicy Original, what is up? What is up? I know you've been busy, Amber, but I ain't worried about you. I know you always come back, so I ain't worried about you. I know you'll be back. I know if you ain't around here, you got stuff going on. So we always like welcome you when you come. Listen, y'all, I could have added a lot of stuff to the dossier today. I had. I'm not saying that that the dossier is short, but I stopped adding. You know how my internet be tripping sometimes, so I had to correct that. Anyway, so I'm gonna do the best I can. Y'all, pray my strength in the Lord. You got some holy water or some anointed oil in your house, just throw it at the computer screen or at the TV. Stretch your hands this way. Pray my strength in the Lord. We trying to make it. You, hey Janae, what's going on, Janae? I'm over here fighting it. I'm fighting it. I'm fighting through. I am fighting through, y'all. I am fighting through, but we gonna make it. Y'all give me energy, okay? So I need y'all to give me the energy I need. We gonna make it through, okay? Hey, lovely 31 blueprint. I need y'all to help me. Y'all gonna give me the strength I need to make it through. Mm. All right, because the body know I have the cocoa. Anyway, hey, A car. Oh God. So let's get started. Let's get started. Let's get this party started. Right, right. Let's get this party started quickly. And we'll put this up there. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, non binary gender conforming members of our audience, today we are going to start with our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world. I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And who shall ever believe?
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus. We start off in the great state of North Carolina. And in the great state of North Carolina, the black gentleman that you see right there is Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. Now, we have covered Mark Robinson on this channel before. We've covered him and how insidious he is. So, Donald Trump is giving a full throated endorsement of this young man. Let me give you some information about him. For those people that may not have been on my channel, we covered him. I want to say that had to be about 2021 when we covered him, when he had some very awful statements that he said in a church about the LGBTQ plus community. So let me read this quick little snippet that I found that will help you all that may not have been here at that time be reminded of who this fucktard is. Just ahead of North Carolina's primary election on Tuesday, Donald Trump once again threw his weight behind Mark Robinson, repeating his past bizarre claims that the Republican, and he's talking about Mark Robinson, is, quote, better than Martin Luther King, and, end quote. And he also said that he was, quote, Martin Luther King on steroids, end quote, at a campaign event in North Carolina on Saturday. That's what Trump said about him. Yes, he's better than Martin Luther King. Why? He's Martin Luther King on steroids. That's what Cheeto Man said about Mark Robinson. Quote, I told that to Mark. I said, I think you're better than Martin Luther King. I think you are Martin Luther King times two. And he looked at me and I wasn't sure, was he angry because that's a terrible thing to say, or was he complimented? I have never I have never figured it out. End quote. That's what he said. And then he turned and looked at Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson and then said to him, when I said that to you, you look like I don't know if I like that comment. You should like it because you are outstanding and you're going to be the next governor. So that's going to be very cool. End of quote. This banter back and forth went on during the campaign rally in North Carolina on Saturday. Oh no, you good, Symmetry. Listen, I'm here for everybody that's going to go vote. We're gonna talk about some Super Tuesday in just a quick second. But glad to see you, Symmetry. Robinson, the first black lieutenant governor of North Carolina, has repeatedly made headlines for his contentious remarks about the LGBTQ plus community, as well as anti-Semitic comments, including Holocaust denial and promoting reading Adolf Hitler. Robinson has said that transgender women should be, quote, arrested for using women's bathrooms, end of quote. He also said that instead of using the women's bathroom, trans women should, quote, find a corner outside somewhere to go, end of quote. The Republican has described straight couples as, quote, superior, end quote, to gay couples, as well as equated LGBTQ plus people to maggots and flies, and referred to homosexuality and transgenderism as, quote, filth, end of quote. He also said in a 2021 sermon, this is the one that we covered back in 2021, quote, I don't care how much you cut yourself up, drug yourself up, or dress yourself up. You still either one of two things. You either a man or a woman, end quote. That's what he said in the 2021 sermon that we covered. In 2017, he posted on Facebook calling Michelle Obama he, and he also said that she was anti-American. He said she was a, quote, she was, quote, an anti-American, abortion and gay marriage supporting liberal leftist elitist, End of quote. He went on to say that, quote, I'll be glad when and he was referring to Michelle Obama, when he takes his boyfriend and leaves the White House, end of quote, referencing Michelle Obama as a he and saying that Michelle Obama should take her boyfriend and leave the White House. The conservative has also used his Facebook account to call reports of the Holocaust hogwash and denied the widely accepted fact that at least 6 million Jews were killed in Nazi Germany, according to local news outlets. The outlet also reported that Robinson went on a podcast hosted by an alleged cult leader in 2019 and endorsed the host's remarks that Jewish bankers are one of the quote four horsemen of the apocalypse, end quote, next to Muslim people, China, and the CIA. The Biden administration has condemned Mark Robinson's comments in the past, stating in 2021 that, quote, the role of a leader is to bring people together and stand up for the dignity of rights of everyone, not to spread hate and undermine their own office, end of quote. That, ladies and gentlemen, and non binary gender conforming members of our audience, is one Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, who, according to Donald Trump, is better than Martin Luther King, or should we say Martin Luther King on steroids. I find it very curious that you knew, um, Donald John, that you had stepped in it when you compared him to Martin Luther King, and you even remarked like, "I don't know if he's mad. I don't know if he's upset." Mark Robinson is a big guy. Let's be clear. He's not a little boy. He's a big boy. So I guess you probably were concerned for your safety and well being because you use anytime for us black people, there are certain people you can't mess with. Martin Luther King being one of them, Coretta Scott, his wife, being another, the Obamas being another. There are certain black people that are, people you can't mess with. They are untouchables for us. And you knew even for the staunchest of racist, or I'm not racist, but self-soiling black people like a Mark Robinson, you knew even he would have a problem with that statement. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Ooh. It's the things that people would do, the Sambo slippers that these people put on just to hang from the nutsack of one Mr. Donald John Trump baffles my mind. These people baffle my mind. I don't know where y'all find these people at. But that I hope that well, I know North Carolina had their primaries today. So I know most of my constituents don't declare as Republicans, so you could not vote for him. But today, but certainly in the general election in November, you will be able to cast your vote, hopefully, for the Democratic candidate or some other candidate outside of this fucktard, this ass clown. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. Now, we don't have all bad news today in our Sugar Spike segment. We got some good news in the Sugar Spike segment. In good news, Governor death sentence took an L. Took an L. So a Trump appointed judge has tossed out Ron DeSantis's Stop Woke law, or at least part of it, and called it the quote First Amendment sin, end of quote. A three-panel judge from the conservative 11th Court of Appeals on Monday soundly struck down a major component of Governor death sentence Ron DeSantis' Stop Woke law, blocking it from enforcement. The 2022 law, proudly signed by Florida's transphobic race-baiting governor, dictated how employers and schools discuss issues that may cause employers or students guilt over their status as white, heterosexual, cisgender people. The legislation specifically name-checked anyone bringing up white privilege, claiming claiming the law was enacted so no one ever, quote, felt guilt, anguish, or any other form of psychological distress, end quote, due to their race, color, sex, or national origin. The legislation also changes Florida's employment discrimination statutes to give employees the ability to file discrimination claims against an employer engaging in trainings or discussions about Black history, LGBTQ plus issues, and other concepts of injustice and discrimination. The obvious unconstitutionality of the Stop Woke Law, aka the Individual Freedom Act, was pointed out in the Monday ruling from the 11th Circuit. Here's what was said in the ruling, and the majority opinion given by Judge Britt C. Grant. Quote, by limiting its restrictions to a list of ideas designated as offensive, the act targets speech based on its content. And by barring only speech that endorses any of those ideas, it penalizes certain viewpoints, the greatest First Amendment sin. End of quote. And with that, they struck down his opinion. I mean, his that component of the law. I'm sure he will go on and appeal this to the Supreme Court. Now, it's up to the Supreme Court to take it. The Supreme Court could gladly say, we're not going to take this, and the lower court's adjudication and ruling will stand. But we know Governor Death Sentence, he's not going to stop. And none of these governors are going to stop. They all feel like when Donald Trump filled the Supreme Court with his henchmen, that they could, get anything green lit in the SCOTUS. We'll monitor this and see. Ron DeSantis did have some comments though, via his spokesperson Jeremy Redfern. He said via his spokesperson, quote, we disagree with the court's opinion that employers can require employees to be taught as a condition of employment that one race is morally superior to another race. The First Amendment protects no such thing, and the state of Florida should have every right to protect Floridians from racially hostile workplaces. End of quote. Excuse me, y'all. Sorry. Oh, man. I apologize, y'all. I really do. I really apologize. So, Governor Death Sentence, he took an L today. We're very glad he took an L today. Go with God, Governor Death Sentence. We don't care. Take the L and keep going. Hey, cross country cruiser. In other good news, Kirsten Sinema announced she will not be seeking re-election to the United States Senate. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Kirsten Sinema announced that she will not be vying for re-election in the United States Senate. She said that she is officially retiring. Well, ma'am, you knew you didn't have an Ice Cube's chance in hell of winning because you decided that you were going to decertify as a Democrat and go independent, and you were going to get drubbed in that election. It was not going to be pretty. Go with God, ma'am. Go with God. Today, as most of you know, is Super Tuesday. There are 20 states participating in primaries today. Some of the and I'm not going to go through each one of them, but there are some races that I am watching closely that we'll be looking at, and you'll see a lot of people talking about. Certainly, the marquee matchup will be how Donald Trump does in the Republican primaries. Of course, with Joe Biden pretty much being unopposed, I guess you can call it. I mean, there's Marianne Williamson and in the race still. Is anybody else besides her still in the race on the Dem side? No, I don't think so. So certainly they'll want to see if maybe Nikki Haley can eke out one more victory. We know she won the primary over in DC a few days ago. So let's see if she can eke out one more. I mean, I don't give her an Ice Cube chance in hell at doing that, but hell, who am I? Another race that I will be paying close attention to tonight is the Senate, the California U.S. Senate race over there. Now, the thing about the California race is, it's an open primary, and whoever is the two people with the highest two votes, they go to the general election. It doesn't matter what party they are. So you can have two Dems, you can have two Republicans, you can have two independents, or a combination of any of the three. So whoever gets the top two uh, voting percentages, they will be the two that will be running in the general election in November. I'm venturing to guess it'll probably be Adam Schiff and Katie Porter that pulled that out. I am rooting for Katie Porter. And that's no offense to Barbara Lee. I love Barbara Lee. And if it were me, I would want to see Barbara Lee versus Katie Porter. However, a couple things Barbara Lee has working against her is, I think that um, California is a very progressive state, and there are a lot of young voters there. There are a lot of young voters there who are going to come out and vote. And so Barbara Lee is very old. No, not very old, but Barbara Lee is older. And so I think that young people are in the business of not wanting to keep the status quo and continue to elect people that are geriatrics to some of the highest positions in the country when there are capable bodied people that are younger that can do the job. So I think that's what's working in Barbara Lee's not work. That's what's not working in her favor. In another um uh race that we're looking at, um Rafael Cruz's Senate seat is up for re-election, and he's running against State Senator Roland Gutierrez. Roland Gutierrez is a I'm not sure if he's of Mexican descent. I think I read somewhere he was, but he is Latinx. He is very well liked and very well received in um the Democratic Party. And oh my God, my leaky faucet. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn my screen on. I don't want y'all to see me like this. Oh dear God. Uh, there we go. Anyway, but yeah, Roland Gutierrez is the front runner for the Democratic ticket. He's the person that we're all, well, not we're all, but a lot of people are rooting for. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but the Hispanic vote is rooting for him. However, um, he's not the front runner, Roland Gutierrez. The real front runner that most people are wanting to go is a black man by the name of Colin Allred. Colin Allred is a former NFL player, and he is vying for the Democratic ticket as well. Now, pundits are saying there's a possibility that the Latinx vote will go out and support Roland Gutierrez, and that's why he may take the Democratic nominee. Black people around Texas are rooting for Colin Allred. Um, the good thing about Colin Allred is he's a clean cut. He's a Texas native. He's a he's a former NFL player, which should not be that big of a deal if you're running for a political office. But in a state like Texas, they care about football. Football is a big deal, and so the fact that he's a former NFL player works in his favor. Um, he has already served 2 terms in the United States House of Representatives, so he's already a member of Congress. But he is vying for Rafael Cruz's seat. We know Rafael Cruz will easily get the Republican ticket. We already talked about the state of North Carolina, where they're going to have their primaries today. We know that there's a gubernatorial race over there, and we talked about Mark Robinson, who's the front runner on the Republican side of that ticket. On the Democratic side of that ticket, the front runner right now is Attorney General Josh Stein. However, um, there are some. It's a very crowded ticket on the Democratic side. Um, we'll see who comes out of it. But I know Josh Stein had gotten a lot of um, endorsements by those in the great state of North Carolina. And those are just some of the races. Like I said, there are 20 states having their primaries today. So we really want to watch and see how those primaries go, and see how our how black people do in some of these primaries, except for people like Mark Robinson. We're not rooting for that black person. Yeah. Anybody here went and voted today? Put a 27 in the chat if you went and voted today. I want to celebrate all the people who went and voted today. Some states, RE. I'm not sure what RE is. Oh, I'm sorry. Are short election workers. Please consider being a poll worker for future elections. It's not entirely volunteer duty. There is compensation. Thank you for putting that out there, Symmetry. But y'all know, because of what happened to our girls over in Georgia, that has deterred a lot of people from, especially people in red states, from going and being poll workers. And that's even people who, there's a lot of people who, for years and years and years and decades, for some, they have been poll workers. That's something that they take seriously and see as a civic duty. Many of those individuals, and a lot of them are black women, and not just older black women, even some younger black women. They take that as serious business to do that, and that's something that they've done in their family year after year. But even some of them, after we saw what happened to Mother Ruby Freeman and her daughter in Georgia, that has scared a lot of the poll workers away, and there is a great need. Because please be clear, if we don't feel the need with our people, they will feel the need with their people, who will do whatever they can to secure the election. And when I say do whatever they can, I absolutely mean that. Remember, I reported on in my own county, Miami-Dade County, there was this MAGA guy who had stolen a whole box of ballots and said that he was going to do the right thing and make sure that the right people won. These people are crazy. So please, um, if you can and are willing, consider being an election worker. Harold said he's going to the polls in a few. Harold, listen, if you need to step out and go vote, please go, Harold. Please. Please go vote, please. This story comes out of Prince George's County over in the great state of Maryland. We have more. There's a video for this. I watched the video. I'm not going to play the video. Here's what happened. It's at an apartment complex. Someone calls in, says that there's a burglary at their house. The police go to this apartment complex, go in this man's house. Now the man is in his own home now. Police go in, bust in his house, unannounced. They don't say, "Hey, police, put your hands up." He said, "Hey." He just bust in, guns ablazing, guns straight up. Show me your hands. The man turns and he shoots. Like the man that whose house it is turns and he shoots. And then one shot, man is dead. And then the man's little cousin comes out, and he looks to be a teenager or at least young, early 20s. and he puts him, almost shoots him, and he tells him to get on the floor. And he said, "What are y'all doing in here?" He was like, "I'm here visiting my cousin. Um, and I'm staying in my cousin's house until he leaves. I mean, until I get my house ready." And he was like, "Well, who is that?" He was like, "That's my brother," talking about the man that's now dead on the floor. It's a whole mess. I would show it. Let me I'm trying to I might put it in the members only chat, but it's the man's name is Melvin J. First name Melvin, Melvin. Last name is Jay. You can look this up, and this is out of the great state of Maryland. It's another atrocity where police did not follow protocol. They barged into this man's house. That was his house where he lived. It was not the right house. They didn't announce themselves, or they didn't say, "Hey, this is the police," or anything like that. They just barged in, told the man, "Show me your hands." When the man turned, he shot the man. The man was dead. Shot the man. The man falls down dead. That's what we got going on. These ain't white police officers either. Let me just start by saying that these ain't white police officers. So I always try to make sure that the narrative is not that it's only white police officers that do this. Oh no, because the black police this is a police problem. It's not a white officer problem. It's not a black officer problem. It is a police officer problem. White, black, blue, or purple. And so it's a horrific situation. Once again, the man's name is Melvin J. First name Melvin, last name Jay. And he's now dead through no fault of his own. Simply living. Of course, the police chief is trying to explain it away, and you know how they start to do. They say, "Oh, we have to investigate." Now, mind you, there's full body cam footage. We got the body cam footage. That's what I saw. The body cam footage. It is completely out. Listen, they said it was 7 seconds from the time that the man entered the house to the time where the man where the I mean from the time when the officer entered the house to the time where the man was dead on the ground. 7 seconds. They said it was only 35 seconds between the time that the officer got out of his police cruiser and he shot the man. 35 seconds. Now the police chief, um, Malik Aziz, you know they trying to do all of the right things, protect all of the right people, explain all of the right things away, but there's no explanation. Um, if you want to see the full body cam footage, I'll put the link in the chat for anybody that wants to see it. I will not show it here. But if you want to see the full body cam footage, that's it right there. That's the full body cam footage right there. For those people who may want to go see it, because somebody has to bear witness. Our ancestors talked about that. Somebody has to bear witness. Somebody has to bear witness, as hard as it may be. We're praying for the family. I'm praying for that young man who had to sit there and watch his brother lay dead on the floor, and all they were doing was minding their own business in the house. Just a mess. Just a whole goddamn mess. Anyway, moving on. We're going to our women's history moment of the day. So our spotlight in women's history today is this beautiful black queen that you see there. Anybody know who she is? She is none other than Azee Taylor Morton. Azee Taylor Morton. She is the first and only black person to serve as the treasurer of the United States. She's the only black person, and naturally, that makes her the only black woman. The first and only black woman. First black person to serve in that capacity. Um, she was appointed by President Jimmy Carter on September 12th, 1977. She was born in the rural town of Dale, Texas on February 1st, 1936. She once stated, quote, "I was born to a mother who was deaf and could not speak. I do not know who my father is or was. The first job I ever had was in a cotton field," end of quote. Morton was raised along with 14 other children by her maternal grandparents in Caldwell County, Texas. Like many areas in the rural South in the mid 20th century, there were no high schools for African Americans in small towns like Morton's hometown of Dale. Morton moved 30 miles to Austin to attend the Texas Blind, Deaf, and Orphan School, where she graduated at the top of her class at the age of 16. After being denied admission to the University of Texas due to the state's segregationist educational policies, Morton began her career as a teacher at the Crocker School for Girls. After a year, Morton served as assistant to the president of Houston Tillotson University. Morton would go on to work at the Texas AFL-CIO headquarters in Austin. She worked with them and garnered the attention of President John F. Kennedy. He offered her a position with the Committee on Equal Employment um, Opportunities, and she would go on to hold several positions during her 20-year tenure with the Equal Employment Opportunity Committee. On September 12th, 1977, she was appointed by President Jimmy Carter to serve as the 36th Treasurer of the United States. She was the first and only African American to hold the position. Her duties as treasurer included being the depository officer of the United States with regards to gold, special drawing rights, and financial gifts to the Library of Congress. Morton also oversaw the United States Mint and Bullion Depository. During her tenure as treasurer, her signature also appeared on all Federal Reserve notes. There are still some dollars some money still in circulation that you can find with her signature on it. So if you're looking for it, she remained um U.S. Treasurer until Ronald Reagan took office. So that is while serving there as treasurer, she was also a member of the American delegation to Rome for the enthronement of Pope John Paul II, election observer for presidential elections in Haiti, Senegal, and the Dominican Republic. And after serving under the Carter administration, she returned to Austin and served on the Austin Housing Authority Board of Commissions from 1999 to 2001. She was a great American. Yeah, Az Az Taylor Morton, great woman. All right, shout out to her. Hey, Madrell, where you been? We ain't seen you in a bit, Madrell. You been skipping class? Hey, Miss Shabby, how you doing? Y'all, I'm over here struggling. All right, let's get to the top stories of the day. Charles Barkley is in the news. He was on his show with Gayle King. I think it's called King Charles or something like that. He says, because Donald Trump has been touting the fact that because he's been arrested and has several mugshots that black people like him more now after his arrest in Georgia for attempting to overturn the presidential election. He says that there are black people walking around with his mugshot on T-shirts. Charles Barkley said, "If I see a black person with walking around with Trump's mugshot, I'm going to punch him in the face." And that's a quote. There are a lot of times that I disagree with Charles Barkley. This would not be one of those times. There are a lot of times where I disagree with Charles Barkley. This would not be one of those times. Make the world a better place. Punch an idiot in the face. There you go. Y'all should see this collection of toilet tissue. There's a whole hill of toilet tissues right here on the floor right next to me. It's a mess, y'all. It's a whole mess. A whole mess over here, y'all. A whole mess. Make the world a better place. Punch an idiot in the face. Thank you, Charles. Go with God. Oh God. Oh Jesus. Help me, Lord. Help me, Jesus. Help me, God. Help me, Lord. Why, God? Why? Why do we have to keep being bombarded? Should she be in jail? Well, that's the problem. She should be in jail, but she's not. She should be in jail. However, she's not. Help us, Father. So she refuses to turn herself in. She has no plans to turn herself in over a warrant out for her arrest in Oklahoma, saying she's got no time for jail as she has a son to raise. In a new IG Live session with her fans, Krishan Rock addressed the open bench warrant from the Oklahoma Department of Corrections, which says she's wanted in connection to an incident from 2022 there, including drug and traffic charges. But what about the whole assault that she had on James Wright Chanel in Los Angeles? Y'all talk about 2022. We got something just happened a couple months ago in November. Why is she still on the streets? Hell, the state of Texas was about to extradite my boo Carry On from California. I mean, from Texas back to California over something stupid as a traffic ticket or whatever that stupidness was. And yet this woman can parade around assaulting people and, committing crimes and bold-faced blatantly saying, I don't got time for jail. I don't care about your warrant. And what are you going to do about it? This is what y'all got going on. I mean, I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out because y'all know how to rain down on people when you want to, but you got real situations with this whore over here. Real situations, and y'all act like nothing to see here. It's nothing to see here, right? Like I'm trying to understand. The woman is human fecal matter. The woman, first of all, that's even more reason why she should be locked up. The fact that she says she got a son to raise, man, we don't need you poisoning the mind of that young man. We do not need you poisoning the mind of that poor child. It is a travesty of justice that poor child has not been picked up by Child Protective Services yet. That's the real crime here. The fact that you are still allowed to rear that child. God bless America. This is what y'all got going on. Yeah, send it to me, Tracy. Send it to me, Tracy. I mean, Usher, not Usher. Diddy is on the in the dossier today, but send it to me. I don't have time. Every time I look at her, every time I see her, every time her name is mentioned, it saddens me. Oh God, we just go from bad to worse. Oh God, when is this going to get better? Dear God, help us, Lord. Help us, Jesus. Help us, Lord. Help us, Jesus. Help us, Lord. Help us, Jesus. Vince McMahon, and that's the real image of him. He's finding himself. He may find himself in issues with the feds because he sold $400+ million of stock in TKO. I'm just saying. He sold his stocks and made over $400 million selling a chunk of his stocks, TKO stocks, And that's following his departure from the company over his sexual assault allegations, according to recent SEC filings. He sold 5,350,000 shares, about 25% of his stock, while still holding on to his remaining stake in WWE and UFC's parent company, which is around 15 million shares. The SEC filing notes the value of the stock at $411.95 million. That's $411,950,000 if you need them. Though they could be worth closer to 436 million, as yesterday's TKO stock closed at $81.67. Listen, these vile, decrepit people go and do awful, insidious things, and y'all just sit there and allow them to profit off of it. Y'all just sit back and allow them to make more money. Y'all just sit back and allow them to do whatever they want. And you think that he gives a single good goddamn about anything that the feds or law enforcement has to say? Bro, look at when law enforcement call his phone, he says something like this. Can I help you? Who? The sheriff's office, the police. Wait, what? Listen, I can buy and sell you on the black market. Please get off my phone. Goodbye. And that's how that goes. Or he'll say, "Who? The sheriff's office, the FBI, the who? Do you know who the hell I am? Get off my phone." That's how that goes. The man looks like something that he looks like something put together with silly putty or something like that. Like, look at his face. Like, look at that. Like, he walks out of the house looking like that. Like, this is what happens when you done had too much work in your face. Your face starts to fall apart and fail you. Like, I envision, with more melanin and things like that, I envision that his face is what K Michelle's ass looked like before she had all of that stuff taken out of it. Just a damn mess. Just a damn mess. Anyway, I don't have time, sir. Go with God. Of course, the big thing this morning was Gen Xers and millennials were losing their goddamn minds. Gen Xers losing their mind because Facebook was down. Millennials losing their mind because Instagram was down. Gen Z is looking at both of them like, we don't care. We're on TikTok. Leave us the goddamn alone. Those of us on Freak Twitter never lost any service. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The people say Gen X are the ones who use Facebook. Millennials are the ones who use Instagram. And Gen Z use TikTok. So what generation does that make me that I just pretty much only use Freak Twitter? What does that make me? It did interrupt our members only chat though. I'm just saying. It did shout out to my members. Like, it was a real disruption to our members only chat. Y'all know how we go in the members only chat. Shout out to the members. We can't be having, listen, Mark Zuckerberg, we can't be having these kind of fucking interruptions to the members only chat. Y'all laughed at us AT&T people when we had these service outages. Now look at y'all, how you like us now. Welcome to our world. Something's going on, y'all. I think they're doing target practice and gearing up for November's election. I'm just telling you what's happening. Oh, that wasn't cute. Oh. So, listen, the people, the hackers, they are gearing up for November. They're, this is target practice for them. They getting ready to steal, as we go into conspiracy theorist mode, they getting ready to do everything they can to steal whatever elections they can. I mean, we don't really believe that. But if I'm going with the conspiracy theorists, that's what they're saying right now. They were like, oh yeah, that's the dry run for November. That was the dry run. They tried it with this is the second dry run. The first one was AT&T. The second one is now Meta. What next? Now, if TikTok go down, the people about to lose their whole mind. Now, mind you, TikTok, the owners of TikTok are over in China, so that would make perfect sense. People always say Russia's doing a whole lot of stuff. Don't put it on Russia. Put it on China. Because let's be clear. If all of these things go down and TikTok don't lose a beat, and TikTok is run by people over there in China. Now, if you want to go to conspiracy theory, it ain't Russia trying to do all of that hacking and stuff. It's China. Study international affairs. It ain't Russia. It's China. It's China who we need to be concerned about, not Russia. I'm just saying. Hey, kiss my cheeks. What's going on, my love? Anyway, but I mean, after I think it was how long was it down? About an hour or two, maybe about an hour or two. It was down, and the people, were losing their minds, and then it came back up, and people were okay. There you have it. Keke Palmer is in the news because Sarunas Jackson put a restraining order out on her, and the judge basically said, "Get the hell out of my goddamn courtroom. Get your ass the hell out of my goddamn courtroom. I don't have time for you and your fuck shit. Why are you getting a restraining order against her? Get the hell out of my courtroom." That's what the judge said. Why are you here? Sir, why are you here? Why are you here? You got Kornacki on your teeth. Listen, as soon as I get off here, I'm going to watch Kornacki. You know he gonna have on them he gonna have on them khaki pants, that white shirt. What color is the tie though? What color is his tie, Tracy? Because I ain't watched him yet. So I need to know what color tie he got on. But we know he got on khaki pants and a white shirt with the rolled up sleeves. Is it red? Do he have on a red tie? I got $5 says red. $5. He got a red tie on. I'm just saying. Shout out to Steve Kornacki. But listen, Sarunas Jackson, you're like 6'9". The man is like 6'9". A big, tall, strapping young man. And you got a restraining order against Keke Palmer. Sir, it's a red tie with thin blue stripes. Didn't I tell y'all he was going to have on a red tie? What I told you, I know my Steve Kornacki. I know that. Sir, we never supported Wolf Blitzer. Wolf Blitzer was never at the big board. They used John King or whatever his name over at CNN. I think that's his name, John King. That's who they use at CNN. We're talking about the man at the big board. And we support Steve Kornacki. We are team Kornacki over here. Okay. That young man has had an IV drip of 5-hour energy, Red Bull, and Starbucks coffee for the last 48 hours. He woke up this morning and knew he wasn't going to get no sleep for the next 36 hours. And they was going to have him over there at the big board for 36 good goddamn hours. Wait, the pants are blue? He gonna change them. By the time we get to like 7 or 8 o'clock, he gonna have on them good khakis. He know we looking for them khakis. Steve, don't mess up a good thing, Steve, okay? Don't mess up a good thing. Do not mess up a good thing, Steve. We looks for the khakis. Don't come around here talking about you got on some blue slacks and all this stuff trying to change up. We don't like change. God, what's wrong with you? Moving on, Kiki, let me know when this case is over. I don't care. I don't care. Go with God. Go with God. So listen, um, um, listen. Lil Rod claims that Diddy has compromising video footage of several powerful people in music and politics that he secretly took during his freak off parties. Now, listen, if you've been around now to the FO parties with Diddy, I mean, it stands to reason you had to know that Diddy was going to have video surveillance of it. I could fully see Diddy doing it. This I believe every part of. Now, um, he didn't name which celebrities, but according to Rodney James, his attorney is making the accusation in the new filings added to the initial 73-page sexual abuse lawsuit. In the new documents, Lil Rod, quote, discovered, end quote, Sean Combs's discovered that Sean Diddy Combs put hidden cameras in every room of the house where he held regular parties and sex parties, allegedly called freak offs. If you recall, Cassie also mentioned the alleged freak offs in her own lawsuit against Diddy. But I told y'all some of this stuff, it sounds like the Lil Rod guy was copying what he heard other people say. Now, he could be very well telling the truth, or he could be copying. Who knows? She, Cassie said she was forced to have sex with male prostitutes and stuff like that. I'm just saying. According to Lil Rod, footage from the parties allegedly captured big names in music and politics participating in the events. Now he did name he did name a couple people, but not nobody that you wanted to hear about. He named Universal Music Group CEO Lucian Grange and former chair CEO of Motown Records Ethiopia Haptamarian. They were listed in the filings. And this is what the court filing said, quote, while living and traveling with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones discovered that Mr. Combs had hidden cameras in every room of his house. Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Combs has recordings of defendants Lucian Charles Grange, Ethiopia Haptamarian, as well as other celebrities, music label executives, politicians, and athletes. End of quote. Listen, sir, that's not how credible evidence works. You can't say he got these two people and then a bunch of other people. I think he got celebrity. You can't tell me what you think, sir. This is a court of law where we're looking for real, tangible evidence. You need to name some goddamn names. And if you ain't seen no goddamn tape and seen nobody on there, how are you going to make these allegations, sir? Who the hell is your lawyer, and why do they still have a card with the bar in the great state, with the state of New York bar? The court filings goes on to say these individuals were recorded without their knowledge and consent, and as is the case with the homosexual sex tape of Stevie J that Mr. Combs provided to Mr. Jones, which we know is not true. Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person that has attended his freak off parties and his house parties. Upon information and belief due to this treasure trove of evidence he has in his possession, Mr. Combs believes that he is above the law and is untouchable. This shit sounds just, when you added the part about the Stevie J and everything, sir, you lost credibility. We've already proven that wasn't Stevie J. God of mercy. God of, where do y'all find these people? Hey, Carissa M., where do y'all find these people? Now, here's the deal. If you don't have conclusive evidence, if you can't say, I saw the tapes and so was on the tape, like if you can't say, oh, yeah, I saw Carl Thomas on the tape. He was over there jacking off with Arquez. I saw Loon on the tape. he was over there getting his dick sucked by um knockout. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Miss Bay thing. Like, what are we talking about? Like at this point, the Lil Rod guy, nobody believes you. You don't sound credible. Now, Diddy, I'm not saying you finna just get off scot free, but let's be clear. You just throwing stuff at the wall, trying to see what sticks. Sir, you and your attorney are gonna find yourselves in some trouble. I'm just telling you what I know. Because you can't just put things out there saying that these things are true and factual and they're not. You can't do that. That's not how courts of law work. But the man just want to payday. Listen, Diddy, you got enough money. Pay him like $100,000. Make him go away and just go with God. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going $100,000 ain't gonna hurt you, Diddy. You know what I'm saying? You're a billionaire with a B. You're a member of the Three Comma Club. I know you took a little hit when you had to pay off Cassie. Now we don't know how much you paid Cassie. I think he probably paid Cassie probably about 30 or 40 million. Probably. I know you took a little hit on that one, but you could pay him about 100,000. I even say go ahead, just for good measure. Here's a good 250, 250,000. He just looking for a little bit of change and just keep it moving. Because bruh ain't got nothing. And I would do it just to shut him up. Because it's like a little gnat. Just leave me alone. A gnat can't kill you, but they certainly are annoying as hell. And sometimes you just kill the gnat just so you can be left alone. Now, my grandfather had a very powerful statement that I take to heed this day. My grandfather used to say, son, you kill a gnat with a sledgehammer. Why? That's to teach all of the other gnats around here that even for the littlest offense, we will kill you with a sledgehammer. And the rest of them fuckers know not to come over here bothering you no more. And the bigger flies and the bigger other flying stuff know good and well that if you killed a little gnat with the sledgehammer, what's he gonna do to me? So that's what my grandfather used to say. I do that to this day. You could bother me with the littlest thing, and I'm gonna kill you with the sledgehammer. That's how it is. Shout out to my grandfather. Listen, Puffy. I don't know what else to tell you, sir. I don't know what else. Just what you need to do. Call Oprah. Say, Oprah, I want to sit down and I just want to let it all out. I want to spill my guts, let it all out. Get it all out there before somebody else comes out. Because they ain't going to stop. This is not going to stop. Once they know you paid off Cassie, the floodgates are open. Everybody looking for a payday. And you got a lot of money to give out. Everybody looking for a payday. Sir, I don't know what to tell you. But as we see around these parts, go with God. So Jamie Foxx, just sit down somewhere and shut up. Let me read this to y'all. Let me just read this to y'all because y'all know I said after the whole health scare that he need to sit his motherfucking ass the fuck down, shut the fuck up, and leave us alone for about a year or two. We don't want to see you. We don't want to hear from you. We don't want nothing out of your mouth. Well, he's in the news. Over the weekend, Jamie Foxx accepted an award from the African American Film Critics Association. During his speech for getting the Producers Award, he reminded everyone just how entertaining he can be. First, he promised to eventually tell his entire story and reveal what happened to him in terms of his medical situation. He clarified that he was going to do it when he's ready and do it in his own way. But the rest of the speech was a lot less serious, and he cracked joke after joke about his situation. Sorry, y'all. In his speech, Jamie brings up a theory that was spread online after his health crisis. When he reemerged, there were some spreading wild rumors that he had somehow been cloned. Clearly, he finds those rumors pretty amusing as he cracks jokes about how ridiculous they sound. He finishes by joking that the clone rumors stopped once he was spotted dating a white woman, which got a raucous laugh from the crowd. He expanded on that joke afterwards, asking the crowd if he's even black enough to receive the award he's getting. Given that the award was given to him by the African American Film Critics Association, that joke also goes over pretty well with the crowd. Um, People are finding issue with the joke that he tried to make, saying that the clone rumors stopped once he was spotted dating a white woman. Here's the deal. If you want to go and you want to date some white woman, if you want to go and ascend to the Caucasus Mountains or go over to the or go over to the foothills of the Caucasus Mountains so as to snatch up a woman descended from the Caucasus Mountains, go ahead, do that shit and go over there. But what we don't need you to do, Jamie, is over here cracking jokes and trying to make funny ass shit about, oh, when the clone rumors stopped when they saw I was dating a white woman. This, whole thing where there's this whole, we've gone down this road with the whole interracial dating thing and how in Hollywood, getting a white woman is seen as a status symbol, and and all of the things that we know. But this whole joking about, oh yeah, am I even black enough to be here? Oh yeah, because am I they ain't think I was a clone when they saw I was dating a white woman. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? I, it was in poor taste. It didn't land well. It was in poor taste. I'm sure some people wanted to be respectful and laugh. You know how people laugh at jokes just because the person is up there and they don't want to make the person feel bad. So the person say a joke and the shit really ain't funny and they just laugh anyway. That shit was not funny. It was uninspired. It was uncomedic. It was unnecessary. I'm just saying. This whole thing, and I'm not gonna say that you flaunting you and your mayonnaise mama all in people's faces, but the shit gets old and the shit gets tiring where you know I just don't know. I thought it was because he historically kept a pink toe. What is a pink toe? I'm confused. Spicy, you gotta help me with that. But yeah, Jamie, just shut the fuck up. I told you, go the fuck away. Shut the fuck up. Leave us alone. Go over there with your mayonnaise mama. Follow her ass back over there to Australia. Leave us the fuck alone. We don't care. When she fuck you up, she finds a way to ruin your life and ruin your career. Don't come back over here looking for me. Now, it's going to be some people that welcome you with open arms. Don't come over here looking for me. I'm just telling you. Do not come over here looking for me to help you, sir. Don't come over here looking for me. Um, well, I don't know. I never saw Jamie Foxx as even being remotely sexy to me. A lot of people find him sexy. I don't even see him even remotely sexy. He is not attractive to me at all. Never has been, never will be, never was my type ever. I just never found him attractive. So if white women across the fruited plains and across the globe want some parts of Jamie Foxx and his 4.75-inch penis, they can have it. I don't care. But you don't got to be throwing that shit in our face like that. We don't want to hear that shit. He did date Katie Holmes. You're right. Now that you remind me, Spicy, he did. You know, you know, go date whoever you want, but we don't want to hear that shit. Just a mess. Just a whole mess. There's always been this devaluing of blackness and black bodies. And it's just a self-soiling way of thinking that you think that all of a sudden your status goes up because you got a white woman on your arm. Child, Kiss My Cheeks. His stuff been out for a long time. His stuff been out for about 10 years. Kiss My Cheeks. You know, he's standing in front of a mirror and stuff like that. Yeah, it's been out for a long time. It's about a good 4.75 inches. Ain't nothing to home and tell mama about. It's not as small as Method Man's, but well, it's probably about the same size as Method Man. Both of them was like, oh, child. I mean, but it's a lot of y'all who like to, sail in the middle of the ocean on life rafts. I prefer if I'm in the middle of the ocean to be on a cruise ship because there's a lot more to do on a cruise ship and there's a lot more safety on a cruise ship for me than there is if I'm in the middle of the ocean on a life raft because that's for y'all motion of the ocean people. So when I think motion in the ocean, I want to be on a cruise ship, not on a fucking life raft. But because y'all say it's not the size of the ship, it's the motion of the ocean. Stay over there in your life raft. Ain't no food on that life raft. Ain't even no goddamn way to use the bathroom. Ain't nothing to do on that life raft. Ain't no fun to be had on that life raft. You fighting for your life over there on the life raft. I'm over here on a cruise ship. I prefer the cruise ships where I have entertainment, I have food, I have a good time, I can lay down. Just so much more fun to be had. I'm just saying. But I'm gonna let y'all going on over there with y'all life rafts. Don't come over here to my cruise ship though. Don't come over here. Don't get mad because I got the cruise ship. If you see me over here partying and you over there struggling and hanging on to life on your life raft with a life jacket on, I'm just saying. I mean, you're still alive, but barely. A wave come crashing down too big, and baby, listen, you might be a goner. I'm just saying. Anyway, I have nothing for you, Jamie Foxx. Just shut the fuck up and go away forever. Not Spicy Original putting ships in the doggone chat. Shout out to Spicy Original. Listen, Jamie, I have nothing for you. I have nothing. I am Whitney Houston. Sir, go with God. Go with God. Can I get some go with God emojis? The last thing I want to talk about, I didn't have an image for this. I do want to quickly address the Usher and Russell Simmons situation. Usher talking about he went to go do yoga with Russell Simmons out in Bali with his wife. Let me help you understand something, Usher. You do realize, Usher, that your ass is really fumbling the ball. Now, Beyonce already tried to fuck your shit up by releasing her music the same day that you had um, your Super Bowl halftime show to diminish your day and shine an put undue shade on top of the spotlight that you was trying to showcase at the Super Bowl halftime show. So you already started off 2 steps behind because of the fuck shit of one Miss Beyonce Knowles Carter and her bullshit. Now, you also had a whole lot of black women and black people side-eyeing you too. I don't know why, because he been dating this woman for a long time. When you went over there with that woman who seems not to be descended from the Caucasus, who seems to be descended from the Caucasus Mountains, and you married her and eloped over in Las Vegas and all of that shit. And now you fumble the ball more by being seen with your friend Russell Simmons. Now I can't tell you who is and who is not your friend but at this point, sir, you got questionable friends. You are noted friends with Diddy, who's a noted sex offender, who's a noted um assaulter of people sexually. And then you got Russell Simmons, who also is accused of sexual assault and I believe domestic violence as well. And you over here taking selfies and shit. And y'all over here, bruh. That's not it. Bruh, you were supposed to take that Super Bowl and skyrocket and go on and not look back at these people. Leave them where they are. Leave their ass where they are. Baby, you over there in Bali, go with God. That's what you were supposed to tell Russell Simmons. And even if you wanted to go see your friend, you should have told him, hey, bruh, I'm trying to capitalize on this shit that just happened. We can't take no pictures together. I'm sorry, bruh. If I come, you were supposed to tell him before he came, before you came. Listen, bruh, I'm coming, but we can't take no pictures. I can't have that right now. I got too much good shit going on. I'm trying to capitalize on this. I can't have all that right now. Please, no images. We're gonna have a good time. I'm bringing my wife. Let's just have a good time. But no, your ass over here fumbling the ball. The fuck you got going on? Huh? What the fuck you got going on, Ursh? What do you got going on? Why would you even do that to yourself? I don't even understand, y'all. I don't even understand. This is an unforced error that did not have to happen, Usher. It did not have to happen. You should have told Russell. First of all, when you saw Russell taking the pictures, you should have said, bruh, please don't post those pictures up. Please, bruh, I can't have that right now. Now is not the time. But you over here, I'm looking at the pictures, and you over here. Let me see if I can show y'all some of these pictures. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Let me show y'all some of these pictures. Bruh. You see this picture right here? Bruh is over here, you know. Here's a picture right here. He cheesing shirtless with Russell Simmons. They cheesing and shit. Here he is. I don't know if that's his daughter or Russell. I don't know if Usher has a daughter. I thought he had all boys. I don't know. Um, they over here taking pictures and uh, throwing up the peace signs and shit, throwing up the deuces and shit. He over here taking pictures and selfies and shit and all of this. Bruh, bruh, look at this shit. Look at this shit. This shit look like something out of that right there. Y'all tell me that don't look like something out of a scary movie or something. Like I could see that shit. You think that's his daughter? I thought he had all boys, Montrez. You probably right. I just thought he had all boys. But don't this shit look like something like on like the first scene of a scary movie or something like that? Like they all smiling and shit, not knowing that by the end of the movie, all of their ass is gonna be dead or transform into some type of zombie or you know paranormal creature or something like that. Like this shit just looks real weird. And this is an unforced error that you did not have to have. Tanya say, and where is your publicist to tell you this is not a good look? I don't even think Tanya, his publicist, should have even had to tell him that. Bro, he is over there just so he can avoid extradition to these yet to be United States because Bali don't give a shit. Bali said, we ain't sending nobody back. If you ain't got them, don't look for us to send them to you. So he's over there trying to avoid extradition because so many are accusing him of sexual assault and domestic violence and all kinds of other shit. So that's why Russell Simmons is over there. Bruh, this is not it. This is not, and you know why he's over there. What next? You gonna be taking selfies at Diddy's house at the party? You taking selfies at Diddy's house party next? That's what we doing, Usher? Huh? That's our next move, Usher. We gonna be at Diddy's house at the house party, taking pictures next to the male escorts and stuff. Taking next pictures next to our quiz and knockouting them. I'm just asking. Usher, you may not be invited. You know, you got the herpes, allegedly. And also, you might not get invited to the Diddy parties because of the herpes. I'm just saying. But listen, if you didn't have the herpes, I mean, what next? Imagine, imagine this microphone is some porn skank or male prostitute's peen, and you see Usher like this, taking a picture next to the peen, holding the peen like this. You know, bruh, what's next? Child. Just a mess. Just a goddamn mess. I don't. This is an unforced error, sir. That did not have to happen. I don't know what to tell you, sir. All I listen, if you don't take off, look at it, more pictures and shit. If this ends up being something that stifles or curtails what could be stratospheric um things for you, don't blame anybody else. You did this. You did this, not us. You did this. So, as we say in these parts, y'all know what comes next. Well, Usher, go with God. Go with God. Anyway, y'all, I made it through, y'all. I really didn't think. I thought I was gonna be out of here by 6 o'clock because the way my body felt coming in. But y'all gave me a little second wind there. Y'all gave me a little strength. I was struggling in the beginning. I was still struggling. And who is that little girl? I don't know. I don't know. They my trans said he think it's Usher's daughter. I thought Usher had all boys. But I don't know, y'all. But listen, y'all gave me a second win over here. And I certainly appreciate y'all for sticking with me through all of this. Yeah. Thank y'all so much. Cause y'all don't know. Your boy is over here fighting to make it through. Fighting to make it through. The good thing is I don't really have I don't have no fevers or nothing like that. You know, I don't have no body aches. It's just my respiratory area. I just feel like it feels like I'm constantly wheezing, which is not good. And then I go on these coughing fits, and then the leaky faucet won't stop. So then there's that. He has a little girl, but she not that old. Oh, okay. I thought he had all I thought he had all boys. I thought he had 3 boys. Anyway, listen, we about to get out of here, y'all. I don't know. Is really be going live today? She might not be going live. You know, she over there with she's oh, I think she only put that in the members only. The members on Really B's channel know where Really B is. I don't think she put it on the main channel, did she? She only put it on members only, right, Tracy? I ain't gonna tell where my sis is, but we know where. If you're a member on Really B's channel, I knew where she was yesterday. That's what I was saying. Remember yesterday, before I got off, I said, I know a secret. I know a secret. Remember, I said that at the end of yesterday's channel? That was because I knew where she was because we had talked about it. So it's only members only. So I ain't gonna give it up. I ain't gonna say it. Don't say El Teddy said nothing because I ain't say nothing. It's no live setup. Okay, great. So we're gonna get out of here. But when she wants to reveal where she is, who she's with, and what she's doing, I know what she's doing too. I'm sure she will in her own time. Shout out to my big sis, Really B. Listen, y'all. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow's going to be the last show of the week. I'm slated to go out of town Thursday night, depending on my diagnoses tomorrow morning at the doctor. I'm slated to go out of town Thursday evening, so Thursday afternoon about six ish. So, um, and I won't be back until Monday. So I'm gonna try to rest up, y'all, and feel better and all of that good stuff. Listen, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged. They're much appreciated. Listen, thank y'all for rocking with me as I fight and suffer through. Don't ever say I ain't never played through the pain. Okay? Ciao. Um, what prison is in DC? That's not it. Trey. That means Tracy doesn't know. Ooh, you don't know Tracy. Oh, I'm not gonna say. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna say. Mm-mm. I'm not gonna. Ooh, I'm not gonna say. But I know I'll never tell. I'll never tell. It's a big secret though. Well, not that big of a secret. But you're gonna be like, ooh, when you find out. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for helping me out, rocking with me, making me feel a little better, helping me make the time go by. I did not cough as much while I was on with you all, and I thank you so much for that. Anyway, Tracy says really B does not have a live setup, so I don't have anywhere to send y'all. So y'all just go and um oh, you know Yana? Oh, I do too. I know too. So ciao. Anyway, y'all, we about to get up out of here. But yeah, tomorrow is going to be the last live of the week until Monday. So yeah, send us home. School is up. You trying to get out of here that fast? You sick of me, Montrez? I love you too, Montrez. Jesus, look at Montrez trying to throw me off of here. I'm trying to spend a little extra time with my wonderful pupils. And Montrez is like, send us home. Get us out of here. We tired of being with you. That's how you feel, Montrez? That's how you feel? That's how you feel? You sick of me? Yeah. I love you too. Anyway, with that being said, we'll get out of here. Until next time. Thanks y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. Bye y'all.